Metroid Prime 4 Beyond just came out, and with that means once again it's that time of the year where people are pushing this weird story that Samus, the legendary intergalactic bounty hunter, is transgender. And no, this is not a joke, guys. This is a actual story online that keeps getting, I guess, pushed back out, and it's being reported as fact. Now, before you panic or rage comment, we're going to talk about this, go through the history of this theory, why it even exists, and this cultural misunderstanding that's behind it, so you'll actually understand what's happening instead of just internet nonsense, right? Before we get into it, though, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Hit that like button. So the backstory is this is a fan theory that keeps resurfacing every few years, usually around Christmas time, when ad traffic and ad revenue for gaming websites that's at highest, and they need some clickbait for people to come in. Well, the Gamer recently pushed an article out that claimed a Baldur's Gate 3 actress wants Nintendo to canonize Samus as trans. This actress is Abigail Thorne, and this article is just absolute cringe. It's as bad as you would expect it to be. But according to them, Samus isn't just a badass bounty hunter. She's a trans icon. Now, for whatever reason, people try to do this with Nintendo IPs. They try to take any of the lead characters and try to make them some kind of transgender icon. They did it recently with Zelda, with the Zelda movie casting. They were trying to get Hunter Schaefer, who's a transgender woman, to be Princess Zelda as the lead, and it didn't work. They claimed that it was a popular fan casting that the fans wanted. Well, guess what? It didn't work. She's not Princess Zelda. Not long ago, they were writing articles about Link actually being a transgender icon as well. And then again, this Samus theory keeps coming up. I say theory loosely, but it's not an actual theory. It's not a fan theory. It's not supported, guys. The truth is, this idea is barely supported by anyone who actually knows Metroid. In reality, it actually started with a misinterpretation of comments made decades ago by Japanese developers. In the early 90s, Samus was described in some materials like books and early concept art and stuff as 6'3" and 198 pounds. Certain developers back then joked or used terms like new half, which referred to cross-dressing men in Japanese culture. Not transgender identity, guys. Cross-dressing. It's a completely different thing, guys. Cross-dressing and transgender are not the same thing. So it wasn't any kind of transgender ideology being pushed by these developers in the 90s. That was not even a thing or a concept. You didn't see people trying to push wokeness like that in their video games back then, guys. But Western media, you gotta love them, unfamiliar with the context, turned this into the headline of Samus is trans. So that's the thing that they've been pushing for quite some time. And this is where the confusion spreads, guys. You got Western journalists out there that want to push this narrative, like the Kotakus of the world, right? We all know who we're talking about right there. Then you also have fans that misread the culture, the language in context, and then they run with it. What was once a joke, which, believe me or not, it actually was a joke. Birdo is also another joke that Nintendo made that's cross-dressing and this whole half-new identity thing. It's not a transgender thing, but whatever. It was a marketing trick to surprise players when Samus was actually revealed to be a female at the end of the original Metroid. But whatever happens with this whole narrative push and this ideology, it eventually becomes supposed canon, fact decades later. Oh, they're transgender and stuff like that. And it's not me over here trying to push something like, oh, I hate transgenders and stuff like that. It's me trying to correct misinformation. It's me voicing my opinion about these people that know they're wrong, that know that it's not fact, that know it's not true, but they're so cringe and desperate on the internet to push these quote-unquote fan theories that aren't an actual thing for attention. It's performative activism. They really don't give a fuck about Metroid. They don't care about Samus. They just care about getting the attention that they seek from these articles and everything that they publish out there. Like Austin Thorne or Angel Thorne. What the fuck is this actress's name? Abigail Thorne. See, I got their name wrong. Guess what? If you go and look up their profile, they're actually a transgender woman as well. So, of course, they're pushing this whole trans narrative about Samus because it falls in line with their beliefs. It falls in line with their ideology. More than likely, they don't give a shit about Metroid, right? And again, like I said, there's a history of Nintendo misrepresentation. This isn't just Samus. Fans in the past have tried to make all kinds of Nintendo characters trans, like Link. I think at one point there was even Pikachu. So the thing with Link is supposedly there's a transition timeline based on outfits across different games. Like in Breath of the Wild, you're able to put on the desert outfit that the female Gerudos wear. That's cross-dressing. It's not transgender, all right? And then there was an instance where Pikachu's tail temporarily changed shape in one episode, and suddenly that was proof that Pikachu's trans. Never mind that it's a children's show, right? Never mind that. We had to push a narrative of it. None of it is actually official, guys. It's all this weird headcanon that gets dressed up as fact, and this trend has been running since at least 2018, right? Fueled by social media clout chasers rather than actual Nintendo storytelling. And it's a weird fucking narrative that they want to try to push. But why does this theory persist, guys? Why does this happen? Well, it's not about gaming anymore. Like I said, it's 110% about clout. It's about validation. Some people want to see themselves reflected in the characters they admire, right? And that's fine and all, but when it starts to distort the legacy of the original character, it becomes problematic. Again, this isn't hate. This isn't, oh, this guy's transphobic. It's a bit of an issue, okay? When you're taking characters like Samus, Link, Pikachu, they weren't designed with this in mind, okay? This is the last thing that the designers of those characters even had in their mind. Even the developers have said as much, guys. So the co-director of Metroid, and I might be butchering his name, Yoshio Sakamoto, confirmed that Samus being a new half was unlikely. It was never her canon identity, guys. Yet every few years, like I said, someone tries to make it a headline for clicks. So once again, we're seeing it. And of course, it's a website like The Gamer, a website that is full of performative SJW activists that really don't care about activism. And for whatever reason, they use the gaming industry for their ideologies, their soapbox, whatever you want to call it. I don't know why these people work for the video games industry when they don't talk about video games at all. They don't care about video games. So the takeaway from all this, guys, is not everything is about gender identity. Sometimes it's just creative character design, cultural humor, or marketing. There's nothing deep behind it. So this whole situation shows something bigger, a bigger picture here, guys. The obsession with turning beloved characters into reflections of ourselves can overshadow the story itself. Nintendo's games, like I said, are iconic for a reason. Samus is celebrated for her courage, her skill, her role as a strong female protagonist, and she's badass. She's not some kind of gender identity icon, some hypothetical gender identity, some trans representation. If you want representation, there's plenty of modern games that are creating fully new characters for that purpose, okay? We don't need to rewrite classics to fit a narrative that was never intended. And that's not hate. Again, it's my opinion. It's not a dick, so don't take it so hard. But I want to know what you guys think. Is this just harmless headcanon, or is it going a bit too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. I want to hear your take, guys. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like. Don't forget to hit that subscription, guys. Hype the video. Let's get this channel going. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. I would love the engagement if you guys can help me out. It costs nothing to do that. And I will see you on the next one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, peace out.